What's going on? I want to switch things up a little bit and talk about this upcoming New Edition tour that was supposed to happen in November of last year, and here it is. It's March 2018 and it hasn't happened yet. Now a lot of people are wondering, thinking after the movie and after the BET Award performance, okay, where what happened to the New Edition tour?
Atlanta, Georgia, kicking and screaming through the real estate crisis and the real estate bubble. Downsized a little bit, but now we're growing again as real estate is coming back around. DeVoeRealEstate.com. Just come check us out. We're doing it nationwide.
Any chance you can tell me when you're coming back to Houston for the New Edition tour?
Oh man, 2018.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just say that.
Yeah.
Early 2018.
Right.
Did you say that?
Hopefully Valentine's Day.
Right.
That'll be
Ah.
nice for the ladies. But yeah, 2018.
What about a New Edition album?
Man, we would love for that to happen.
Right.
It's just a matter of pulling all the schedules and the personalities and everything together. But we stay prayed up and in God's time ultimately.
Alrighty.
We still got our problems too. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all because we were supposed to go on tour after the movie, right? The big tour, the big record, but we just couldn't agree. We couldn't get it together, so we had to part ways and let cooler heads prevail. And we're still gonna work on it, but sometimes you just gotta let it go and put it in God's hands and let Him figure it out and just follow His plan. But Belle Biv DeVoe, we're continuing to make records. We're continuing to do shows. We perform all year round, every year, and still make music. We never stop. We take breaks over the holidays and so forth. But other than that, we feel like with New Edition, after the movie, we were introduced to a whole new generation that didn't know us. And we thank all the parents for, sitting down with their families and, introducing us to their kids. So when we come with New Edition, we want it to be right. We want to show this generation what New Edition is all about and why fans, grew up and loved us so much. So we want to put on the best show possible. We want it to be all 6 members, the production, the sound, the lights. We want to give you the best show that we can. And until we're able to do that, we won't shortchange you. We won't cheat you. We'll wait until we get it all the way right so we can bring you the best because
So you have had these interviews with Belle Biv DeVoe because that's basically, the only people that have been speaking. I mean, I know Johnny Gill spoke a couple of times. Bobby Brown spoke like last year, but we haven't heard from Ralph. And as you heard, that there's still issues with all 6 members of the group. They are not on the same page. There's disagreements. So you have 6 members butting heads, or 5 members butting heads about this. Now I don't know what they're butting heads about, what they're arguing about, but I tell it like this: y'all are 50 years old, and y'all still going around arguing and beefing and breaking up and doing other things. And it's like, to me, fans want to see the tour. Fans want to see the performances. You can't go out there, you can't do a movie, have the big BET performance and say, oh, you know what? We want to go out there, we want to do the tour, but the tour never happens. The tour was supposed to happen in November. Then the tour was supposed to happen Valentine's Day. The tour hasn't happened yet. So now Ricky Bell was saying, well, we're still working on it. We're still working on it. And I would like to hear what Ralph has got to say. And if I want to, I would like to speak to Ralph, a raw interview, just man to man, talking about the issues that has been going on. Because what I think it is, see, Ralph Tresvant was the lead singer of New Edition. He has had a better career singing lead with New Edition than his own solo career. And all of the other members of New Edition have had successful solo careers better than Ralph Tresvant. And I think, that's what a lot of people are speculating. I'm not saying that Ralph is bitter or whatever like that. I'm not saying that. But I know Mike and Ralph, they've had the issues because they've said in recent interviews things that happened. Ralph was going to go solo one time in the late 80s or something like that. And Mike said, you know what? Oh, it's like that. We just business partners now. You know, we ain't cool like that. We just business partners. It has gotten to that point. The Home Again tour was a disaster because Johnny spoke about the Home Again tour, and a lot of other people spoke about the Home Again tour, where they were arguing back and forth. Where in the movie, like, New Edition was done, it was over, you know, it would never come back. Then they all of a sudden they came back for '96. They came back in 2002, 2003. Did the One Love album, which, to be honest with you, they had some good songs on the One Love album. But to me, some of the songs were kind of like a BBD driven. Some of the songs were like BB driven songs. BBD, excuse me, not BB. BBD, Belle Biv DeVoe driven songs. If you listen to some of the songs on the album, Hot Tonight to me was kind of like a Belle Biv DeVoe featuring Johnny Gill and Ralph Tresvant. That's what it sounded like, because New Edition wasn't a group that they were trying to put them in the 112 category. Not that, you know, the album was well produced, had some good songs on it, but they were trying to go after a younger market, and they were at that time, 2003, 37, 38, 39 years old. You know, you're 40 years old, and at the time, you know, people wasn't feeling that because they were wearing the hip hop clothes, the baggy jeans. They weren't. They were. It was kind of like 112 BBD. They were trying to turn New Edition into Belle Biv DeVoe, Gill, and Tresvant, and to me, that wasn't the way it is. Now, BBD performed with New Edition in their tours with their songs, and that's fine because it's part of the New Edition family. But here's the thing. But regardless of all of that said and done, there needs to be a tour. There needs to be an album. Even if it's the final tour, the final act, the final tour, just give them one more tour. One more album. That's what the fans want to see. That's what they want to see. And all of this talk with, well, BBD and Johnny Gill, they're doing their own separate performances. You know, a lot of people are saying, well, BBD is not a New Edition act. And a lot of people saying, well, BBD is out on tour and they're performing, but BBD is not New Edition. BBD can't perform Can You Stand the Rain? BBD can't perform Boys to Men. BBD can't perform If It Isn't Love because you don't have the other members singing that song. They can't, it just doesn't work. So you can have your own separate groups, you can have your own separate careers and stuff like that, but it's never going to amount. People want to see New Edition, 5 members or 6. They want to see that. And I think at the end of the day, you got to get it together. You got to just say, you know what, come to an agreement. We're going to have this tour. Y'all had tours before, 2012, 14, 15, 16. Y'all had tours. Why can't y'all come together? Just have the tour. So that's why a lot of people saying, is this the end of the New Edition group? Because it seems to me that at the movie, when they were doing the movie, they were having disagreement. When the movie came out, they were still beefing. I'm like, why are they still beefing? Why are they always arguing with each other? Every day you see them arguing, and they're grown men. Like, at the end of the day, you gotta, cooler heads have to prevail and say, you know what? I'm agree to disagree. I don't agree with this, but I get where you're coming from. And there needs to be a tour. If there's not going to be a tour, just say, look, we on hiatus right now. We don't know what's going on with New Edition right now. You know, but hopefully we could have a New Edition tour. We can have a New Edition album. But right now, we're just focused on Belle Biv DeVoe. And, you know, you're focused on Johnny Gill. We're focused on Bobby Brown. But hopefully one day we can hope to have a New Edition reunion. We hope we can come out with an album. And they did come out with a song when Johnny Gill released it off of his album. They did come out with one song. But people just say, you know what, just have the big tour and that's it. That's all people want to see. BBD is not New Edition. They're part of the New Edition family. But people want to see all 6 members. They want to see the suits, the 3-piece suits. That's what they want to see. That's just my opinion about it. Let me know what you think about it. Like the video, comment, and subscribe.